Would I take the worker buyout as a 20-year career coaching veteran? I'm going to break down for you what's really going on here with respect to this and caution people two reasons why I wouldn't move forward with this, but one reason why I actually would. If you don't have time to listen to this, it's going to take me more than 30 seconds. Bookmark it and come back. And more importantly, if you do know somebody who is in this situation, can you forward this to them? Because I think they want to consider these factors. First, let's be clear. This is what's called an exploding offer. So they've given a hard deadline of February 6th, where 2 million government workers have to decide if they're going to voluntarily resign or not. An exploding offer is designed to be short with a fuse to make you make a quick decision, a knee-jerk decision. And so they're hoping a lot of people will just jump on this, okay? And I'm sure some will, but you really want to be careful with this because there's two reasons why I wouldn't take it at this moment in time. First of all, this is one of the worst white collar job recessions we have seen in the 20 plus years I've been a career coach. There are millions of white collar workers out there with good educations who can't get jobs, who are either unemployed or what we call underemployed, meaning they're in jobs that are far beneath them both in pay and skill set. I would put a lot of these government workers in that classification. If you think that you're going to be able to take the 8 months of severance and benefits and easily find a job, please think again. The Labor Department's own data last month showed that over 1.6 million white collar workers have now been looking for work for over 6 months. It is not the same job market we had coming out of the pandemic, okay? You need to be really careful of that for the first reason. Second reason is, and this one's controversial, I'm going to have people come at me. In the private sector, government workers are looked at differently and not always favorably. A lot of times they're looked at as overeducated and underperforming, meaning you got a cush government job with benefits and a pension and all of this other stuff that is making you keep it and not really be cutting edge like they want. So you are going to be up against, in some places, a stigma around being a government worker who took the buyout, right? Because of that nature, because you are a government worker. So please be careful of that. It's a reality that I think is hard for some government workers to hear, but this is the nature of the beast. When you go out in a job search, you are selling yourself and it is competitive out there. Reason one that I told you about. And then the third reason that I would actually consider it in this point has to do with the fact that they've just made clear to us that 2 million people are on the potential chopping block. If 2 million people were offered the buyout, that gives you a glimpse into how much they're planning to cut in time. So if you don't take this now, I would start looking for work anyways. And the reason I would is because it's easier to get a job when you have a job. That is a proven fact. Whether you voluntarily opt out or you get laid off later on, it is going to be easier to get a job when you have a job. Now, if you get laid off by them after the fact because they don't get enough people to take the buyout, it's not going to be as good of a deal. They're not going to give you 8 months of salary and benefits and a chance to look for a job. It's going to be worse, and the market's going to be flooded, and you're going to have to tell people you got laid off, which, as much as there's no shame in that, there still tends to be an emotional stigma or weight that comes with that because they take away your control. So volunteering right now gives you some control. Being laid off later doesn't. So these are the things that I would talk through one-on-one with all of my clients because it is an individual decision. We might decide for one government worker, let's stick it out and find you a job. And for another, hey, let's take the cash and run and let's build your strategy. It really depends on your skill set, what you're looking for in your next job, what your financial requirements are in your next job, and quite frankly, how good you are at branding yourself. Because you are a business of one selling your services. And if you haven't done this in a really long time, which I would argue probably a lot of government workers haven't, the rules have changed. How you get hired has changed. And so if you're not willing to learn a whole bunch of new things about job search and how it operates, you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage. Now, if you made it this far, I have something for you and it's free. I can't work with everybody one-on-one. So this year, my team and I put together this incredible free resource center. No credit card required. You'll find it linked to my bio or linked down here, or just go to my company, workitdaily.com. You'll see it in the menu bar. What it does is bring you into my private community where I've put some very important video tutorials for someone like you. Because if you've been out of the job search for a while, and it's changed as much as it has, you're going to need to watch something like my 45-minute job search boot camp, which is just going to give you the information you need to understand. But I've also got things like how to choose your career path in there, how to assess your professional strengths, right? And even how to break through burnout. These are the four most common things that we see out there that we can't help everyone with one-on-one. And so this is our way to help you. It's over $1,000 worth of resources. I will tell you also, as bonuses, you get my weekly newsletter, and you also get invited to 3 weekly lives with me called Just Ask JT. It's my live podcast. So lots of awesome resources in there to help you, at least get you started. If you choose to take this voluntary buyout, do not sit around, don't take a vacation. Please get into the game because, as I've explained, it is a lot harder than you think. I hope this helped everybody. Questions, comments, feedback, share them below as always. Love you. Good luck. Go get them.